Good morning, guys. It's your girl Daily with PhiladelphiaEagles.com. Just woke up. I am checking in because I woke up to the Lesean McCoy interview, the news. I'm sure you've seen it, where essentially he's calling Chip Kelly a racist. Now, I was just trying to ignore all these Lesean McCoy, him still being salty, but I feel like he is just not getting over it. And I really want to address it briefly. This is going to be a short and sweet kind of comment where I get it. I understand why he's frustrated and upset. But this is his opportunity to grow as a person and to take the high road, you know? So it's really disappointing to see him just kind of pointing, making these just crazy accusations. I'll read what it was an interview with, I think, ESPN Magazine, and he said, um, referring to Chip Kelly, he said, he wants full control. You see how fast he got rid of all the good players, especially all the good black players. He got rid of them the fastest. That's the truth. Now, the interesting part, he wasn't baited into this. Race was never brought up in the interview. He just flat out said it, just pulled it out of thin air. And um, when I read this, the first thing I did was go to Reddit, just kind of see their thoughts on it to get a feel for what the Eagles fan base response was. And someone actually responded with articulated my thoughts perfectly, probably better than I could have. So I'm just going to read this to you really quickly because I think it really uh, explains what's going on here. The problem isn't race, the problem is culture. Chip doesn't want glitzy, self obsessed players posting on Instagram pictures of their crew, hitting the club. He wants guys who eat, sleep, and dream football. He wants team first guys. This has nothing to do with race from Chip Kelly's perspective. The problem LaShawn, Stephen A. Smith, and others have when they call Chip a racist is they subconsciously associate black players with a stereotypical black culture that emphasizes individualism and ostentatious displays of wealth. They assume that because Chip Kelly doesn't want these type of players that he must be racist. But by insinuating racial bias, these people are only affirming their belief in a damaging stereotype of black culture in general. Chip just drafted 6 players, 5 of which are black. This has everything to do with their mindset, not the color of their skin. The fact that certain people cannot look beyond that only shows they're more concerned with race than Chip is. Now, this perfectly said, and it's so true. When people kind of pull race out of nowhere in a situation where it doesn't belong, it tells you a lot about the person pointing the finger. And, um, you know, with McCoy, we did notice some personality flaws during his time with Philly. I mean, he put his baby mama on blast, said some horrible things in a public forum, and then apologized and said he got hacked. There was another incident where he was on a party bus, rented a party bus, and had all these like hired strippers, or I don't know what they were, and he abandoned one of the girls in the middle of the highway. So I mean, that type of behavior obviously is not very mature. And, those are just things that came to light publicly. And it says a lot about his personality and some of the maturing that he still needs to do as a person. Now, I'm not going to knock him. I understand why he's upset. He's young and doesn't know how to deal with these feelings. And what he doesn't realize, though, is that sometimes change is a good thing. It's a necessary step in life that forces us to grow, to see the world outside of our narrow perspective. And when you think about it, he grew up in Harrisburg. He's been in Philadelphia or Pennsylvania his entire life. And I think maybe being in a different state, a different city, it's going to force him to see the world differently, to have new experiences that he didn't have before. And it's going to take him out of his comfort zone a little. And when people are taken out of that comfort zone, they can react in different ways. And we're seeing him being a little bit scared. This type of behavior is showing that he is scared. Um, he's not happy with the change, and therefore he's kind of venting on Chip because Chip is the one that forced this change. But I would really like to see McCoy just kind of learn from everything, all the new surroundings, and he he's gonna get some backlash for this comment. I know it's gonna happen, and I think this is gonna be the first step into him growing up. And I think it's something that's necessary. He has to go through this in order to become a better person, and I'm just hoping he turns around and learns to just appreciate where he's at now and appreciate the time that he had in Philly. And I don't want his image to be tarnished. And unfortunately, the more and more that he has these type of comments, it gets more and more tarnished. So I'm still holding on. I still respect and wish the best for Lesean McCoy. So that's my thoughts on it for now. Also, stay tuned. I have two collaborations lined up, one with Norbcam, Seahawks fan, and the other with EDP, y'all already know. So working on some stuff. Stay tuned. If you're new here, subscribe. And let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on this, this interview that McCoy had. So that's it. It's your girl Delio with PhiladelphiaEagles.com signing off. EAGLES Eagles!